Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's now officially Sunday morning, early Sunday morning. I'm sitting here in front of my computer here with a drink in my hand, listening to what I consider one of the two top underrated albums from the 1980s. The other, of course, as I mentioned many times before, Arcadia's So Red the Rose, which I did a review on many months back. And I feel the necessary to review this other gem of an album. What I'm listening to right now is an album titled Burns Like a Star by the group Stone Fury. It came out on the MCA Records label back in 1984. And the sound of it and the style is basically, basic good hard rock and roll. Nothing thrashy, nothing dark, just uplifting music to definitely listen to with a smile on your face as you're either walking, bike riding, or cruising in your automobile on a warm, sunny day. Definitely, that's the feel I get from this album here. Now, Stone Fury, the two core members of that group was guitarist Bruce Gowdy and singer Lenny Wolf. The two put together Stone Fury in the early 1983, did some shows together, got signed to MCA, recorded this album, released it the following year, and the song right here you're listening to, Break Down the Wall, was the first single. The second being a ballad called, kind of a rock ballad, I guess you would say, titled Life Is Too Lonely. The group would later release a second album titled Let Them Talk back in 1986, but it was more keyboard oriented, needless to say, So, sadly, that album didn't really do that well. Well, this album didn't really do that much either. It was a very limited success album, which is sad because there's a lot of good songs on this record here, like the two I just mentioned, Mama's Love, Tease, Hold It, and the closing track, Shannon You Lose. Now, the best way to describe this record, as I mentioned earlier, is basically good hard rock, that's uplifting, makes you feel happy, good riffs on here and there, a good guitar sounds, good drum sounds of the production on the drums, the bass, the vocals, everything else. Excuse me, it is a very pleasant album to listen to when you think about it there. Now, sadly, Stone Fury would disband after the second release, Let Them Talk, as I mentioned. Bruce Gowdy would later hook up with a group called the World Trade, which is a U.S. prog rock group there. And Lenny Wolf would later come back a couple years later with a band called Kingdom Come, which made a lot more noise when they released their first album back in 1988. You may remember them, a lot of critics and people were calling them a Zeppelin clone at one point there. In fact, even Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin even cited them as Kingdom clone. And I remember Robert Plant not having too kind words for that group either. Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden during the interview said when he heard Kingdom Come's first single, Get It On, he was absolutely furious because they were capitalizing on Led Zeppelin, trying to sound like them instead of going for their own feel and their own approach. In fact, I remember a couple of critics for this album often cited the Zeppelin influence on this album just as well. But either way, it is a damn good record to listen to. And plus, as well as the Arcadia album that I mentioned, it should have gotten more attention. It should have received more notoriety. It should have been it should have sold more than what it did, because this is a very damn good record. You know, I highly definitely recommend it. I know there was Greatest Hits, the best of Stone Fury that came out in 1988 at the height of Kingdom Come's success, featuring tracks on those two Stone Fury albums. And I guess what I understand now, that album has been reissued on CD form by this whichever independent record label. I forgot the name of it, but if you ever find this album, whether it's on CD, cassette, or album, the original album format, keep in mind, definitely fucking pick it up. You will not be disappointed, folks. And that's about it for tomorrow. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. That's it for tonight there. I'm fumbling with my words again, motherfucker. Also remind everybody that me and Arcanoia Storkel Bean plan on going live later on this evening at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I know he wants to do these top 10, top 20, or top 15 lists of songs from this artist and that artist there, which I have no problem doing. You know, I just comment on it as well. I know I should have came up with my own top 15 or 10 list here, but I've been so busy at work, you know, for the past how many weeks now. Just I haven't been having any time to do anything. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. It's also been a while since I did any music streams on my channel. Next time I have the day off, I'll probably do it the night before. Is what I will probably do there. So that's about it. Once again, the album is called Burns Like a Star by Stone Fury. Fucking pick it up if you ever fucking see it. Whether it's on Amazon or at a used record store, independent record shop I should say, that still sells vinyl. In fact, I recommend the boys at Walmart ordering this album if it ever comes out on vinyl, since vinyl is making a comeback. And then we have all these vinyl records at Walmart nowadays, which is pretty damn good. Only problem is the records I would like to have on vinyl, they don't have. So, that's it for this video here. I'm Dr. Earl. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and leave some comments below about this classic album here. And you have a good one. Bye-bye.